Here at Scott Legal, we know the ins and outs of immigration. We are here to help you navigate the oftentimes complex road in achieving your immigration goals. We have new immigration videos every week. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and bell. You can also sign up for one of our webinars, or get a free immigration guide, by clicking the link below. This video is an E-2 employee Q&A. Stick around for more. An E-2 visa is a great option for a manager, executive, or specialist who wants to work as an employee of an E-2 business. This video will go over some common questions that come up with E-2 employee visas.
What types of employees can come to the U.S. to work for an E-2 business?
There are two categories of employees that can come and work for the E-2 company. The first is executives and managers, and the second is specialized skills employees. To learn more about each category, take a look at the resources in the description box below.
Does an E-2 employee need a bachelor's degree?
No. Unlike an H-1B visa, an E-2 visa does not require that the employee, or the E-2 investor, have a bachelor's or master's degree in a relevant field. Although it would be helpful, and we would submit the diploma with the petition if the employee does have education, it's not one of the E-2 visa requirements. We have processed many cases in which the E-2 employee only had a high school education, and the petitions were approved. However, in cases like this, it's important that the employee does have relevant experience in the applicable field.
Does an E-2 employee need to have particular experience for the E-2 employee visa?
When evaluating an E-2 employee petition, the consular officer will look at the applicant's experience to make a determination on whether the applicant qualifies for the E-2 employee visa. If the applicant is applying under the executive or managerial category, then he or she should definitely have some experience in managing a business, people, or a department, to effectively make the argument that this person qualifies for the E-2 employee visa, under the managerial and executive category. Consulates generally require that the applicant submits a resume, and any relevant diplomas with the application. If the person is applying under the essential skills, E-2 employee category, then he or she will need to make an argument that the skills the applicant possesses are essential and unique. If no education or experience is required to gain the skills, then the skills are most likely not unique.
Is there a particular salary the employer needs to pay the E-2 employee?
No. There is no minimum salary that the employer will need to pay to the E-2 employee. However, salary is one of the factors the officer takes into consideration when making a decision whether the applicant qualifies for the E-2 employee visa or not. For example, if the E-2 company wants to bring a CEO but offers him a salary of $40,000, the officer could have doubts whether the person will really be working as a CEO.
How long can my employee visa be granted for?
This will generally depend on your country of nationality. Nationals of different countries can get E-2 visas for different periods of time. This is called visa reciprocity. Additionally, the period of time for which a visa can be granted can depend on when the E-2 investor's visa expires, or when the company's E-2 visa registration expires.
What family members can come to the U.S. with an E-2 employee?
The E-2 employee's spouse and unmarried children under the age of 21 can come to the U.S. The spouse will receive work authorization pursuant to their visa status, if their I-94 specifies that they are an E-2 spouse. If their I-94 does not specify this, they would need to apply for work authorization, or they may leave and re-enter the U.S., and specifically ask the officer to add an annotation on their I-94 saying that they are an E-2 spouse. Both the spouse and children can study in the U.S. as well.
Does the E-2 employee need to invest money in the business?
No. There is no investment requirement for E-2 employees. The investment is only necessary for E-2 investor visas, or when registering an E-2 company.
How many times can the E-2 visa be renewed?
There is no limit as to how many times you can extend your visa. However, the investor needs to keep at least 50% ownership in the company. The investor and employee must continue to have the same nationality, and if the investor is in the U.S., he or she must maintain status. While there is no limit to the number of times an E-2 employee can renew their visa, restrictions may apply to specialized employees. It is easier to show that the specialized skills are necessary in the short term, either as part of the company's startup activities, or for the training and supervision of other employees who will ultimately perform the specialized tasks. It can be more challenging for the applicant to show that their skills are essential in the long term, as this requires the E-2 company and the applicant to prove that the skills will be needed continuously, and are specialized to the extent that a U.S. worker could not be trained to take over the position. However, E-2 employers may be able to show that the applicant is needed on a long-term basis if the applicant is involved in the creation of a specialized product or can provide skills or expertise that are not readily available in the U.S. To learn more, take a look at our resources in the description box below. You can also sign up for a free visa guide, any of our upcoming webinars, and Facebook groups. You can also schedule a consultation for a date and time that is best for you. We are here to help. You can contact us by calling 212-223-2964 or by sending us an email. We look forward to hearing from you.